wokeness blinded the media to what was transitory inflation, which really wasn't. And you see unwokening now, fast forward, in the media playing out in interesting ways.
I'm sending your book to lots of people. Okay, Senator Gillibrand, I'm sending it to Schumer. They won't read it probably, Charlie, but they should read it because, there's something in the book that I think resonates. They can embrace inclusivity without jamming it down somebody's throat to the point where they turn them into a Trump supporter. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I've got people that say to me, hey, I understand your issues with Donald Trump, but I don't want this stuff jammed down my throat, and he's not going to jam it down my throat. And that's it. It's really that it's weird because, you and I study the economy. The economy's not doing that badly, okay? Certain sectors of the economy are hurting. I'm not saying they're not. I understand. Lower and middle income people are hurting because of what happened with the inflation, but it's improving. And a lot of that was systemic to COVID.
If you lived through the 70s, which I'm a little older than you, I have. And I remember
I was there with you, buddy.
Okay. So, economies improve during times of inflation and high prices, but you have to work harder to keep up. And I think there's two economies here. We have a mutual friend, Max Myers at CNBC.
Yeah.
And we'd be at 𝗕¿'s restaurant and he'd be like, how can you say the economy is horrible? Look at this place. Look, it's packed. People are buying $1,000 bottles of wine, which is true. And by the way, 𝗕's is a great place. I love it. It's a great vibe. And people are like spending there. I said, but Max, this is the speculator economy. If you know even the basics of economics, you know what happened in Argentina and places where they had rampant inflation. You can speculate. You can hedge the inflation through speculation in the markets. If you're rich, if you're poor, you can't, or working class, you can't. It's tougher. And I think that's another thing that wokeness sort of blinded the media to what was transitory inflation, which really wasn't. And, there's a great scene in the book, I think, with James Gorman, who I think is one of the smartest guys on Wall Street. He was the head of Morgan Stanley, which, Morgan Stanley's broke. Yeah,
love
great
James.
He's now the chairman of the board of Disney. He's going to pick Bob Iger's successor. And I was having dinner with James, and he said, and this was early on. This was right after the lockdowns where people were saying, is this inflation transitory or not? And James said, don't believe the bullshit. This is not transitory. We went wicked on this thing. And, it was interesting that the media didn't buy it because it was so woke. It was afraid of attacking Biden on this thing. And then all of a sudden, everybody woke up and they realized that, prices were, we had 9% inflation. It was just so nuts. And you see unwokening now, fast forward, in the media playing out in interesting ways. Jeff Bezos, I think, listen, I've written critically about Jeff Bezos and Amazon.
Yeah.
I don't believe we should be broken up like Lena Khan. But, listen, he wrote something really sort of, I thought, sensible.
Yeah.
Why should we need more reporting. And I saw Bob Woodward, who I know a little bit, I actually know Carl Bernstein a lot better, say that this is horrible that he did that. But in their heart of hearts, those guys would write about anybody. They know there's a new woke type of reporter out there that's populating the Washington Post that is activist. They know it. They just don't want to say it, I believe. I mean, and Bezos is basically saying, let's get back to the middle. And by the way, if I was to write, an epilogue, the unwokening of media might be part of that.